Hello everyone and welcome back to the MadMax channel. Today we are continue our psychiatry lesson and we discuss today bipolar disorders. And I'm almost forget about it. As I'm recently on YouTube, let's do following. If this video gets 10 likes, I upload in the description complete PDF cheat sheet with all information which we are going to discuss in this video. Fully structured with illustration for easy recap. This PDF is going to be very helpful for students who prepare for exam. Let's begin. Bipolar disorder. This is a mood disorder with alternating episode of mania or hypomania, which is an elevated mood, energy, impulsivity, and depression, which is a low mood, fatigue, and loss of interest. About depression, we discussed a lot in previous video. Check. Alright, let's discuss type of bipolar disorders. We know bipolar 1. Bipolar 1 characterized by at least one full maniac episode that lasts 7+ days or require hospitalization. That means it can be less than 7 days, but if it's hospitalization, this is bipolar 1. May include depression but not require for diagnosis. Can be associated with psychotic symptoms such as delusion and hallucinations. Next is bipolar 2. At least one hypomanic plus one major depressive episode will never indicate such a psychotic symptoms. Hypomania lasts at least 4 days but doesn't cause hospitalization or severe impairment. Another word, if hospitalization happened, so this is bipolar 1. Depression is usually more disabling than a hypomania. A client report low mood for about 2 weeks with loss of appetite, followed by 4 days of high energy and less sleep. In this case, you're supposed to think bipolar 2. We also know cyclothymic disorder or cyclothymia. This is sound like dysthymia, but do not mess up with it. Dysthymia is about depression. Alright, cyclothymic disorder or cyclothymia. Chronic mood instability with mild symptoms of hypomania and depression for about 2+ years. If we're talking about kids, this is a 1+ year. So, 1+ year chronic mood instability. In these cases, episodes don't meet full criteria for mania or major depression. The mood swings are less intense but long-term and persistent. Let's discuss some example. Patient has ongoing unpredictable mood shift over 2 years without major depressive or full manic episodes. Think about cyclothymia. And now let's talk about manic episode symptoms, which supposed to be 1 week or more. In these cases we have perfect mnemonic. It sounds like dig fast. D for distractibility, I for indiscretion, which means risky behavior. For example, driving 200 miles per hour on Bell Parkway, Brooklyn. G stands for grandiosity, inflated self-esteem. He think I'm special, I'm the best of the best. F standing for fly of idea or racing thought. The things can stop and he think each idea better than previous one. A standing for activity increase, goal directed or psychomotor. S sleep decrease. So these people don't need sleep at all or need very little for about 1 or 2 hours. T is standing for talkative, which is a pressure speech. Another word, he can stop. He express his feeling, his thought, and so on. The most dangerous things here is impulsive behavior, no sleep, and poor judgment. This was mnemonic for dig fast, which is a manic episode symptoms. Let's discuss depressive episode symptoms. As we discussed in previous video, depressive mood, feelings of worthlessness or guilt, anhedonia, which is no pleasure, suicidal thought, also sleep or appetite changes, and fatigue. Not so little, isn't it? This was depression episode symptoms and maniac episode symptoms. And when we're talking about bipolar disorder, this mix it, manic, depression, then again depression. Let's treat bipolar disorder. If we're talking about medication, there is a gold standard, which is a mood stabilizer, lithium. Everyone supposed to remember about lithium. They have a very narrow therapeutic range between 0.6 and 1.2 milliequivalent per liter. If 1.5 or more, this is toxicity. Alright, lithium toxicity sign: nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, tremor, confusion, seizures. Nursing supposed to monitor for sodium, avoid dehydration, and no non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, because NSAIDs decrease prostaglandins in kidney, which lead to decreased blood flow through kidney. So, in this case, decrease lithium out. If lithium not out, lithium collected in the body, which lead to lithium toxicity. There is some difference between side effects. Short term, early and expected, often appear when starting treatment or adjusting the dose. We're talking about mild nausea, fine hand tremor, 100% expected, increased thirst, which is polydipsia, increased urination, which is a polyuria, sounds like diabetes insipidus, mild fatigue, weight gain because of fluid retention, metallic taste in the mouth, because this is a lithium. So, teach client that some of the improves over time. Teach client to take lithium with food to reduce GI upset. Alright, it was short term. How about long term side effect? If we're talking about chronic use, this is a 6+ month. Lithium is very toxicity. In the long term, we're supposed to watch for hypothyroidism, which is a cold intolerance, weight gain, dry skin, and hair thinning. Also, for long-term side effect, nephrogenic diabetic insipidus, which is a chronic polyuria, polydipsia from kidney damage. Also, leukocytosis, which is elevated white blood cells, often harmless but seen on the lab results. And the cognitive dueling, which is a slow thinking, memory issue, but is all related about dose. Let's talk about red flags. There is not normal. I mean, if you see something similar, notify provider ASAP. We're talking about coarse tremor, which is a large amplitude, low frequency involuntary movement. Like before, we're talking about mild tremor. Mild tremor, totally okay. But coarse tremor, this is a red flag. Diarrhea and vomiting, which can be cause electrolyte imbalance. Ataxia, which is an unsteady walk. Confusion and seizures. And we're also supposed to remember about hemodialysis for severe toxicity symptoms. This was lithium. Lithium is the gold standard. Let's talk about concomitant meds. Here we're talking about anticonvulsant, which is also mood stabilizer, like valproic acid. We're supposed to watch for liver toxicity and check liver function test. Carbamazepine can cause agranulocytosis, which is a decreased white blood cells. And this is a really red flag. There is some interesting fact about carbamazepine. Nurse supposed to watch very closely for suicidal patient. As I know, carbamazepine do not subscribe for more than 1 week. So, another anticonvulsants is lamotrigine. With this medication, we're supposed to watch for Stevens-Johnson syndrome. Think about rash equals emergency. Another concomitant meds is Antipsychotics, which is risperidone, olanzapine, and quetiapine. This medication used for acute mania or agitation. And of course, don't forget about antidepressant. Antidepressant used cautiously because this medication can trigger mania alone. Never use antidepressant without mood stabilizer. Alright, let's talk about nursing care. Nurse supposed to set limit during mania, which is a redirect, reduce stimul, and so on. Monitor sleep, food, and fluid intake. Encourage finger foods for patients which is too active to sit. For example, Patient with mania, he's always run. He's literally can run all the day and don't have time for eat. In these cases, nurse supposed to give him a finger food stick so he can keep running and eat something. Also use calm tone and clear redirections. Prioritize safety and remove sharp object and reduce stimuli. And of course avoid power struggles or arguing. Let's do some recap. Lithium toxicity can happen with dehydration, low sodium or diarrhea. Patient not sleep more than 2 days. This is a risk of psychosis. Grandiose or impulsive behavior equals injury risk. And using antidepressant without mood stabilizer, high risk of mania. And this is all which I'd like to discuss about bipolar disorder, which is also mood disorder. If you think this video was helpful, please give it a like, of course subscribe, and don't miss the next video because we're going to jump to thought disorder and start with schizophrenia. And yes, we're going to discuss schizophrenia with more detail and deep dive. This is MedMax channel, medicine made simple.